Hey y'all, this is Ryan with the Daily Market Recap. Today is Friday, February 16th, and let's get right into the stock moves for the day. Now, to start off with the S&P 500, we saw a lot of volatility here today. We started with a drop, we grew all the way into lunch, dropped a little bit afterwards, went into a huge rally up about $40 before we dropped precipitously down to about 5,000. So today was a wild day in the market, as you can see over here. The S&P 500 it went up, it went down, it went up again, and then it crashed down moving into the weekend. So I think most analysts believe that this is kind of investors taking a second look at that CPI inflation data and realizing that, we bounced back really quickly from it. Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we should recheck this $5,000 point. So it seems like the S&P has a fairly strong basis here. At least it has over the course of the week at this $5,000 number. So I'll be interested to see if it jumps up whenever we get back into the trading week next week, or if it drops down. And I think that'll kind of say a lot if it breaks this resistance area up or down. Now, moving into Roku, the stock dropped about 24% today, and you can't really chalk it up to anything except for bad earnings. As you can see, they had their earnings call last night and they dropped like a rock, dropping something about $25, 22 and a half here, and losing about 24% of their share price. This is a big loss for Roku, considering they've been on a real hot streak over the course of the last month, and even over the course of the last 4 or 5 months, they've been sitting really comfortable between this $80 and $95 range, $80 and $100 range. But they've got this low point here at 56, so it'll be interesting to see if the stock price continues down, trending towards this 56 number, or if we get a little bit of a rebound. Who knows? It could be anything. With earnings season, the stocks really like to jump around a lot, and it's hard to figure out what they're going to do next. Now, moving on to Opendoor Technologies, I don't really want to talk about the stock too much. It was only a $3.35 stock price, but it dropped about 10.5% today, down to $3. And again, just like Roku, this was just bad earnings. As you can see, we were up here to start off the day, or to end the day yesterday, and we dropped all the way down to $2.92 and then went back up to $3. But it's hard to get super excited about a stock that trades for $3 and moves about 35 cents. Now, on the exact opposite end of the spectrum, we have Super Microcomputers, which dropped $200 today, or just about 20% of their share price. Now, this has been a wild ride of a week. They started the week at about 768, and they climbed and they rallied all the way up to a high of 1,000 and almost 60. And since then, they have dropped precipitously down to 803 to end off the week, which, really sucks, because having such a great run into Thursday and then losing it at the very end to a long weekend, I bet this drop here made a lot of investors very upset. Now, moving on to Toast. Toast is one of the rare green stocks that you're going to see today, which actually jumped from about 18.5 up to about 22.50, nearly about 16 to 17%. And the reason for this, just like the reason for everything else today pretty much, is that Toast beat earnings instead of missing the mark. They beat earnings But they did announce some future layoffs, about 550 coming layoffs. So it'll be interesting to see if investors reconsider their position with the information about the layoffs. But it seems like people are very interested in the company. They're very happy to see good earnings. And so, we saw a 16 to 17% jump today, which I'm sure made a lot of people very happy. It's one of the rare green charts that we see today. And now moving on to Coinbase, this will be our last stock for the day. And they also reported really, really good earnings. They reported their first profits in nearly 2 years of business. So as you can see, they jumped from about 166 up to about 192 and then back down to 180. So the earnings here, the profits, were really heavily impacted by a Bitcoin ETF on the Coinbase platform that has stirred a frenzy among crypto investors and has led to actual profits for the first time in the company's history, which is interesting. I expect to see, the first time a company reports profits is a very important milestone in a company's history. So it'll be interesting to see if they get to continue up on this path here. I mean, this looks like a nice little green mountain, but I guess we'll see. Now, guys, I just wanted to end the week off by saying thank you for listening. Thank you for following throughout the week. Just a reminder that the markets are closed on Mondays, so I will be back on Tuesday with another episode of the Daily Market Recap. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.